Hey there, friends. My name is Melanie Wilson here at Psycho with Six Homeschool Sanity. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas like I did. I hope you did too, Kathy.
I did.
Yay, that's great. Well, my guest today is Kathy Gosson, and she is the author of this book, The Get to Fit Journal, which we are going to be telling you more about. You can claim your copy of it at amazon.com/shop/psycho with six. And it's right there in the title of this broadcast. You can get your copy right there. But we are going to be talking about exercise, fitness, motivation for the new year, because if you are like me and you ate a lot, I ate a lot, and I love doing it. I had a great time doing it. I wasn't able to get my workout in on Christmas Day, of course. I'm not even saying that I wanted to, but you start to think about getting back into shape, getting fit, making up for all of that holiday eating that you did. And you're also thinking, though, because it's a new year, we're right around the corner from 2018, you are wanting to be thinking about how you can improve your fitness for life, not just because of the holidays, but for your whole life, because we know exercise is critically important to our physical well-being, to our emotional well-being. I mean, there's really nothing else, I would say, besides faith in the Lord that can do as many things for you as exercise can do. It is truly powerful. It is one of the most powerful drugs, if you will, that we can take for our well-being. So we have Anna Willis joining us, Kathy. So we're going to be chatting about fitness motivation, because we all know that we need to exercise, that it's important, that we'll benefit from it. But how do we keep the motivation going when it is freezing cold outside, like it is here today, freezing? The weather's terrible, right? You're so busy. You're just so stinking busy. Hey, Cindy, yay! We got our friend Cindy on with us too. So we're going to talk about that. Anna says we all need motivation to exercise. We do. And we're going to talk all about that. But before we dive in, I'm going to ask Kathy to introduce herself, tell us more about herself and her family, and also kind of tell us about her history with exercise and why she felt led to create this fitness journal, which we're going to take a look at a little bit later. Okay, Kathy, thanks so much for joining me.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so glad to be here. And first of all, I blog at quarterstoneconfessions.com, so that's where you can find me. And I have 3 girls. One is 8, one is 6, and one is just turned 5 months. And they are one of the reasons I wrote this book. But I have had a really crazy history as far as exercising goes. Before the girls were born, I was the crazy one that would run 2 miles in the morning, spend an hour in the gym in the afternoon. I would bicycle to work and back every day. That was who I was. And then I had my first daughter, and I gained a lot of weight. I had some medical issues that got in the way, and I just couldn't lose the weight afterwards. And I went and talked to my doctor and said, hey, why can I not lose this weight? And she said, there's 2 kinds of people. There's the kind of person that can lose the weight when they are nursing, and there's the kind that holds on to it. And you're the kind that holds on to it. And I said, great. So then I had my second daughter, and again, I couldn't lose the weight no matter what I did. Between my first and my second, I trained for a half marathon. After my second, I did a boot camp, all that stuff, and I still couldn't lose the weight. And so anyway, I wrote this journal specifically to help me be motivated to keep exercise, because what I realized is it's consistency more than anything else. And when you have kids, it's such a challenge to be consistent. And believe it or not, My daughter, who is now about 5 months old, I have already lost all of my weight from her, all of it. And I'm actually way less now than I did before I had her. And it's a large part due to this, and being able to find out some way to make me consistent.
Right. Well, that is fantastic. And we're going to dig into that a little bit more detail. Anna says she lost a lot of weight pregnant and nursing with all 3 kids, but then after she gained a lot. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're all different, aren't we? But I believe that everyone should exercise. And I know people who tell me I'm never going to exercise. And I just think, oh no, because it is incredible what exercise can do for us. I mean, I especially think about the emotional side of it, the psychological benefits of exercise that I cannot do without. My anxiety goes through the roof if I do not exercise. And in fact, when I was in graduate school, probably under some of the worst stress that I've had in my life, it was finals week, I remember. And because it was finals week, I told myself, I don't have time to exercise. I just need to study. And I remember lying in my bed and literally I was doing this. My whole body was just shaking. And that is because I have to have exercise. It is like my anti-anxiety drug. I don't have to take anything else to manage anxiety because exercise does the trick for me. So that is just one testimonial from me on exercise. So Anna says she has Hashimoto's and it started after the second child was born. So hard to lose the weight now. And it absolutely is. If you don't know what Hashimoto's is, that is an autoimmune disorder affecting the thyroid gland, which is in turn what is powering our metabolism. So if you have a problem with your thyroid, then your metabolism is going to be a little bit messed up. But Anna says she does need to exercise more. So let's talk about how can we find the motivation to keep ourselves exercising more, because it's not enough, is it, Kathy, to go, I need to exercise and then go out and run a mile or two and then not do it again. That isn't going to work, is it?
No, and for the record, Anna, I have an autoimmune disorder too. And so I kind of just found that out recently that that's what I have. And so I can relate to you a little bit on that level. It's challenging. That and I do suggest there's another book out there. It's called the Autoimmune Handbook. Look at that, because that has helped me a lot as far as understanding how to deal with them. That as far as your health and that sort of thing. But so one of the things that I have found to really, really motivate me this time around, as far as exercise goes, is I have found different friends to exercise with me on different days. It's accountability, and you always hear that all the time. But the difference is I used to just have like 1 or 2 friends that would help me to be accountable, but that kind of wears it down, you know? So if they can't be there for a day or two, then you've missed out on that day or two. But instead, what I have done is every day of the week, I have a different friend that I exercise with. And I have one friend that I have assigned her as my substitute. So if somebody can't come, she comes and exercises with me, and that's made a whole lot of difference. So, and it's the other thing I would say is finding something you love to do. Like, I've really enjoyed walking this time, and I used to think that it's just a cop-out exercise. And I'm with these girls that like, I'm like dying by the time I'm done. But anyway, but I love doing it, and evidently it's worked. So it's not a cop-out, and you just have to find what you love.
I completely agree. And I actually think that your approach of having multiple friends and even a substitute, a backup person to walk with is brilliant. I have honestly, in all my years of being at least involved in the field of psychology and interested in fitness motivation, because I'm I get on my soapbox about this. It's so important to me. I have never heard anyone say that before. So I think that is brilliant. Great. I'm so happy for you that it has.
Well, thanks. And I have to tell you, when I was putting this book together, I don't know if you remember this, but I actually talked to you and asked for your advice for some of the questions that are in this book from a psychological perspective. I asked you several things about certain aspects of health that they need to overcome in order for you to overcome. And so some of the questions you actually suggested are in this book.
That's so cool.
Yeah, believe it or not.
I do vaguely remember that, Kathy.
It's been a while.
Okay, so what are some of the questions? And they don't even necessarily have to be the ones that I suggested, but what are some of the questions that are in your journal that can really help people stay on track with that motivation?
Well, one of the things that I'm going to tell you what I like first.
Okay.
Then I'll go back to the questions. But one of the things that happens every day is there is a place for you to write what you're thankful for. Mm-hmm. And I think that more than anything, when you're trying to lose weight, or you just feel bloated, or you just don't feel like you're as beautiful as you really are, that writing one thing that you're thankful for, whether it is about your body or about anything, can really boost that perspective on yourself and keep you motivated to want to exercise. So that's one of the things that's on every single day. But there are different questions every week. There's a weekly checkup, and then there's a 4-week checkup. And it asks you questions like, what are you going to do to keep you motivated this week? Or who is going to help you to be accountable? That sort of thing. Turn the page here, and I'll actually read it.
Here, I'll show you that.
Oh, yeah, that was exactly it.
That's the weekly wrap up right there.
Right there.
It looks like
and that one at the top on the right is, what is one thing you appreciate about your body? Because let's face it, whenever you're struggling, you're like, I appreciate my right eye. I mean, but it's something,
Right.
I think it's something that you really appreciate. So
I love that. That's excellent.
Anyway.
All right. That's so good.
Yeah. They're on the 4-week check-in, there's always something. You always want to be looking at something new that you could be learning. So like on the 4-week check-in, there you go. There's like one thing new that you've learned about fitness this month. So if you're not learning something new, you're always backtracking whether you think about it or not. And so that's the same thing for fitness. So try to learn some kind of new exercise or fitness, something like that. So.
And I love that you have quotes, because I find people's testimonies and I find quotes and just even once again being reminded about the importance of exercise and what it can do for people is motivating for me. And so I love Jim Rohn, by the way, and this quote is from him. It says, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." So it will help you to keep going and keep that discipline going. I love that. And so what is something else? What is another aspect of this journal, Kathy, that really has helped you keep your motivation for fitness going?
Well, by the way, there's over 30 quotes in there. So I agree with that. There's also places where you can write your own quotes in as you go. But yeah, right there. Woo! And there's lots of pages that are like that for every week. So as you go through, don't think that you only have one page to write stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, another thing is at the very front, I really like that I can keep track of all my weight statistics, body fat statistics, all that, and I can see the progress every month. And that to me is exciting. When you start to see the downward trend, that's motivating. And so that's there for the check-in. You can also have a weekly check-in at the bottom of your check-in pages. And so it's just fun. I mean, that gets me pumped because I'm like, I'm making a difference. And so just to see that helps too.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so great. Well, I know one of the things, there's actually more than one thing, but I know so many aspects of this journal are actually backed by research that I have looked at. So like, first of all, you have like a daily meal plan. And if we have a plan of what we're going to eat, it's so much easier to then eat the way that we want to eat. And you don't prescribe any particular way of eating in this book at all. So it's whatever approach you are using to eating healthfully, then this journal will support you in that. But having a plan is so beneficial to helping to support your self-control. And it's really the same thing with your workout plan. So if you know what your workout plan is, then you will not just like bag it, and just do whatever you feel like doing. That is really, really important too. So the plan is huge, but then this is probably the thing that I'm the most excited about, because I know that this is fully backed by research. And this is so exciting. If you haven't heard this before, or if you just need to be reminded, simply recording what you eat helps you to lose weight. It doesn't even matter if you aren't on a diet per se. Writing down what you eat will help you to lose weight. It's been shown in study after study. And it's like what Kathy said here with your exercise log. Even if you aren't seeing progress on the scale right away, just seeing that you are developing the exercise habit is huge for your motivation, isn't it, Kathy?
It is. And I also like at the bottom where it gives me a chance to rate how I'm doing that day. So I see that improvement. So like whenever I'm first exercising, it might be like this tongue sticking out because it's just awful. But as you get going and you get used to it, it gets easier. And I have to agree with the keeping track of the food. In all of this, I used to do all the apps where I would keep track of my calories and all that stuff. At this time, I haven't. I just write down what I'm eating, and the journal does provide a place that you can actually keep track of that in the notes section of each meals if that's how you want to go about it. I tried to create the journal so that it's good for any diet plan if you want to keep track of points or whatever, or if you're any type of exercise, if you're really into weights or a fitness class or whatever. But for me, I actually did not keep track of calories, and it made a difference. So I do say portion control is great, but as far as keeping track of your calories, it's not as big of a thing as we all make it out to be sometimes.
Right. It certainly doesn't have to be. But if you want to track that, there is a place in this journal for you to do that. And there's also here, she has a little spot where you can keep track of your nutrition. So if it's really important to you that you have a certain number of servings of vegetables or fruits, protein, grains, I even like that it has a place for you to mark. What did you say?
Sorry, how many hours of sleep you get, all that jazz.
Yes, right, for sure. And then supplements, if you take any supplements, then you can do that. So this is fantastic. And just kind of to rate your mood. What I would recommend, here is how I would recommend using this journal to help you continue your fitness motivation. You're going to be marking down what exercise you do every day. And then if you're marking your mood here on these pages, look at the days that you don't exercise or you don't exercise as much, and look at your mood. Look at the days that you eat a ton of junk and look at your mood versus the days that you eat in a way that gives you energy. And see what your mood is. And after a while, it will become not so much about, I want to do this to, weigh what I weighed when I got married, but more about, I want to eat and exercise in a way so that I feel good. And that is just key. And that will help to motivate you day in and day out. Whereas, you might not care so much if you weigh exactly what you weighed when you got married on any given day, right, Kathy?
Exactly.
It's just not that motivating, especially on a day like today when it's absolutely freezing. Or I have a lot of things to do today. And so I could definitely see skipping the gym for me today. I don't walk when it's freezing cold, so I go to the gym to walk on days like today. But this is absolutely fabulous, and it's so reasonably priced. What is the price on this, Kathy, right now on Amazon?
It's $13.99, and if you buy it in the next 5 days between now and January 1st, and you email me the receipt, I will send you like 16 pages of the inside of the journal in color, not in black and white. It's really cool. And you can use them over and over again. So it extends the life of the journal. So after your first 12 weeks, if you want to keep using the pattern that has been created, you can just print them off and keep going.
That is fantastic. So it's basically a life, if you buy it now, like within the next, week?
5 days.
5 days.
January 1st.
Right. You basically have a lifetime fitness journal. And it's not just a fitness journal. This is also a nutrition journal. And it's a way of helping you to keep your weight under control without going crazy if you don't want to, and keeping track of all the little calories and all of that. And it's just a way for you to be thinking about this at all times. You know, why am I interested in getting fit? Remind yourself why this matters, because we can so quickly forget, right? Okay, I want to end this, and I'm going to put Kathy's email. Kathy, tell us your email that they have to send their receipt from Amazon. They have to email it to you to get those colored copies that they can use forever. What's that email?
Kathy at cornerstoneconfessions.com. That's Kathy at cornerstoneconfessions.com.
Okay.
And yeah, that's great.
Perfect. Yes. So Anna says that is great, and it is. One thing I wanted to tell you is it's fantastic to just kind of put this on a vision board for the coming year. So I got into the best shape of my life, like 9 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago now. And I have a picture of myself after I did this fitness challenge. And so I cleaned off my bulletin board today, and I'm going to print off a picture of myself, and I'm going to have that right there on my bulletin board. That's right where I get ready in the mornings. So that's going to be like my vision board. But if you wanted to use your journal, this journal as a vision board, there is a place right here for notes. You could easily print off, print off the picture and put it right there, or put other kinds of pictures, you know, like that are super motivating for you. Like maybe you're going to a class reunion, and so you could put a picture of your high school classmates, or maybe you're going to the beach and you want to be looking and feeling good. And so you could take a picture of the beach that you're going to be going to, so that you can kind of just page through and get that extra dash of motivation as you go. I know I had some other tips. It's like the tips were there and then they were gone. So this is literally what I do that just will rock your exercise. If you have a hard time getting up in the morning, if you exercise in the morning, this is the only way this tip will work. But if you exercise in the morning, put clean exercise clothes on and sleep in them. If you can't stand to sleep in a sports bra, then leave the sports bra off, but put the rest of your clothes on and have your shoes and your socks right there. After you go to the bathroom, they're right there. And all you have to do is just get up and go. And I'm telling you, there's something about it. If you go to bed in pajamas, then you get up, you're like, you don't feel like doing it. It has made a huge difference for me. I always sleep in my exercise clothes, and I love it. It's just one more little thing that you can do. But if you don't do that, then at least lay your exercise clothes out and have them ready to go for whenever it is that you work out during the day. And it will just kind of take one little piece that keeps you from getting into your exercise routine that day.
I'll add one other tip to that too, is if you have kids that are at home, find ways to involve your kids in the exercise. One of the things that we are doing right now, because it's so cold, is my church actually has a gym. And so on cold days, we'll call up and I will walk around the gym at our church while they go and rollerblade. Or nice. In the gym. Yeah. Or we live not too far away from where the kids go and participate in a choir. And so we will walk to the choir together in no scooter. But find ways to incorporate them in your exercise, do exercise videos together, that sort of thing. They're kind of like an accountability partner if you think of it that way. So definitely.
And our kids need exercise every bit as much as we do. And they don't get as much as we did when we were kids. So that is a great tip. I love it. All right. Well, Kathy, thank you so much for joining me and giving us that little bit of extra fitness motivation and for providing us with this fantastic resource. I love this. This is awesome. Even though I have been exercising faithfully for almost 30 years, it's amazing. I still love it. I'm thinking, oh man, I want to put all my stuff in here because it's just fantastic. I love seeing it all in one place and having it be such a huge motivation. You wish you couldn't do that. You live in Canada. What you wish you couldn't do that. I'm not sure what you're saying. You wish. Do you know what she's saying that she wishes she couldn't do? I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure. You're welcome, Anna.
Oh, you're very welcome, Anna. Yeah, I don't know what you know what? Maybe it's the cold. She's probably talking about the cold.
Yeah, you can't walk to your choir. I got you.
Walk and rollerblade, she said. I know.
Well, the rollerblade we do inside in the gym, so maybe you could find a place. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been fantastic. Make sure you pick up your copy in the next 5 days and email Kathy. And also make sure you subscribe to her blog. Kathy's blog is fabulous. Cornerstone Confessions. If you're not familiar with it, she has so many resources for you. It's kind of mind-blowing. How long have you been blogging there, Kathy?
Oh man, I think like 7 or 8 years. I'm gonna have to look at that. Yeah. Sure, a long time.
So there is just so much goodness there. I'm subscribed to her blog and I love getting her updates. She has just everything under the sun that you could possibly want. So thank you again, Kathy. And we will look forward to chatting with you another time when you come out with another product that you want to tell us about that's going to help give us homeschool sanity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.